All right. Good morning, JW. It is Friday, March 27th. It's a B day. I cannot believe that both Savannah and Joe in the comments said they couldn't believe it was Friday already. Are you crazy? This has been the longest week ever. Um, all kidding aside, I'm glad that you think the week's gone by fast. I assure you, for your teachers and your principals and everybody else, it's been a long week. I'm ready for a few days to kind of, I don't want to say rest because I feel like I've been doing a lot of that, but um, at least kind of just not do anything important for 2 days because I feel like we've been doing a lot about that. Um, Also, going to say happy birthday to Luke's dad. Happy birthday, Luke's dad. Hope it's a great day. So, um, start off with a quick few announcements. One that I think you will be pretty happy about, excited. I don't know if you've heard yet, but because of our current situation, we aren't going to have SBAC testing or NGSS, the science test, this year. So the state came out and said, since we're not in school and we're not really sure, although he says April 20th, the governor, um, we're not going to have to test because we're not in school. So congratulations, there'll be no state testing this year. Also, I've seen a lot of comments about the email that was sent out to parents last night. The teachers have been working hard this week just to try and figure out how we're going to continue doing this and how we want to use Google Meets or FaceTime or Zoom or whatever it may be in the right way. So we're working that out now. So um, if your parents haven't already seen it, have them check their email because there's a letter from the assistant superintendent talking about what that's going to look like and how we're going to kind of make it safe and a positive learning environment. As I can see, you guys are very excited about No SBAC. Good. Um, Somebody already asked, should we do homework over the weekend? That's really your call. I don't think there's an expectation for you to do it over the weekend, but if you need to catch up a little bit, it might not be a bad idea to take an hour each day, just like a normal weekend. If you usually do a little bit of homework over the weekend, do a little bit. I wouldn't be too concerned about it with it because I think, you should have time next week during the week to get it done. Um, Speaking about how we want to move forward, I've spent a lot of time with your teachers this week trying to just have conversations about what's working, what we need to change a little bit, how we want to make it better for the students. We're really seeing it that the teachers tried really hard, and I think they did a really good job getting everything together, getting everything organized. But we also are understanding how overwhelming that could be, how overwhelming it could have been for a lot of you to see all that work in one place without a lot of structure or support to finish it. So the teachers are working together to just try and make that better for next week. Anybody who felt a little bit overwhelmed this week or, oh my God, how am I going to do all this work? Um, that's a great comment. What's for lunch today? That's a great comment because that was one of the things. I'm going to get to that in a little while, actually. So you're almost reading my mind. Um, what were you talking about? Oh, the teachers. They're going to kind of work out a few things to help you out and structure your day a little bit and have let you have a clearer idea of what's due, when you should be doing it, how much you should be working. The last thing we want you to do is not want to get started on that computer because there's so much for you to do to feel overwhelmed right from the beginning of the day. So that's something we're going to work on, and stay tuned. And I really think um, this week was good, but I think next week will be even better. Will we have work over the April break week? No, that's going to be a vacation. Um, we're going to try and keep that the same way. It's going to be a different vacation because I don't think any of us are really going anywhere or doing anything different than they were the week before. But um, yeah, at this point, it'll be the same way where if you want to catch up on some work, you can, but I think that might just be a break from everything academic. I'll give you um, more information on that as we get a little bit closer. So, one of the things that we did last night, I want to tell you a lot about our day yesterday because I think there's a lot of things that everybody needs to hear in the Espinoza household yesterday. One of the things we did at dinner was yesterday was a tough day, and I'll get to a little bit more of that later. But we sat around the dinner table and we kind of said, all right, what do we miss about school? So I had a little chance to think about them. What do I miss about school? The things I came up with is first, I really miss my drive to work in the morning. That is my quiet time where I just get to drive. It's a beautiful drive into work. I get to listen to my sports talk radio. It's my relaxing time before the day gets started. And I like it this way, but it's one of the only times of the day where it's just me. So I try and appreciate that as much as possible. I also miss um, seeing all the teachers at the coffee pot in the morning and meeting, first thing, saying hello, everybody standing around the coffee maker getting their coffee. So that's one thing I miss. And probably the thing I miss the most is walking around the hallways and seeing you, the students, talking to you, um, just having conversations. One of my favorite thing about middle schoolers is having conversations with them because you guys are funny, you're intelligent, and you're not afraid to say what you feel. And I love that about you. So I really miss those things. So I want to see it in the comments right now if you can. What do you miss? What do you miss about school? And we can kind of keep that going as we move on in the morning news. So one of the things I wanted to talk about was, I said yesterday was not a good day in the Espinosa house. Um, I'm not sure what it was, but everybody was grumpy. Everybody was mad. I think just being in the same house with the same people for a long time really started to wear on us. Nobody was getting along. I think at one point, nobody was talking to each other. We were just all really, really grumpy. And um, one of the things was it rolled around that 2 o'clock was supposed to be our hike. And in this house, we stick to our schedules as much as possible. So we got into the car and we went to go where we were going to go hiking. And we didn't talk the whole ride there. Everybody was still mad and grumpy. But as soon as we got outside, as soon as we started walking, as soon as we were around the trees and the sunshine and, stepping through the leaves, it got better. We started joking, we were laughing, we were having conversations again, and we even got lost. We were lost in the woods for about an hour yesterday. We found our way out, obviously, but it was funny, and we had a really good time with it. And for the rest of the day, things were better. And I think that's what you need to think about. You're going to have tough times staying in the same house with the same people. It's going to get ugly. We all know that. And that's okay. It's going to happen. But the important thing to remember is when that happens, switch gears. Do something else. Take a walk. Take a hike. Go sit on your front steps for a little while. Just take a break. Break up the monotony. Do something with your family or just to take your mind off being stuck inside. And it does help because, like I said, for the rest of the day, we had a really good time. So that kind of leads into the next thing I wanted to talk about was face-to-face interactions with your friends. It's important. So I know there's a lot of things, it can't always be face-to-face. Sometimes it just has to be phone or, audio calls. But figure out a way to make that contact. I know here that my sons and their cousins, they get together once or twice a week over Zoom, and they play Dungeons and Dragons, believe it or not. We're geeky nerds in this house. So they get online, and they actually do something. They play a game. They do their Dungeons and Dragons the same way they would if they were together, only they do it over Zoom. I've also noticed that I've gotten a few pieces of information about Chrome has an extension now where you can watch virtual movies with your friends. So you can, all be watching the same movie and kind of comment on it right in the movie. So check that out. Even if it's just FaceTime your friends. Have some face-to-face contact with a group of friends. Get together as much as you can. That's one of the things we're going to be. Hi, Jordan.
Hi.
We're going to be stressing that in our house because it's important. Your family's good. But the people outside your family are just important. So, again, if you have ways to do this, send me an email, put it in the comments. I want to know how you're maintaining that face-to-face peer contact or just kind of doing the things you used to do only in a digital format. We have a lot of technology at our disposal. We can use it in a lot of creative ways. So figure out a way to, Lyle says hi, Jordan. Figure out ways to get together. And like I said, I want to hear how you do it. So I think, let me check my list. I think that I have just about covered it all. Oh, I forgot, Brainerd, I forgot to go back to you. What's for lunch today? That is one of the things I really, really miss. I miss lunch at school. I miss going into our cafeteria, ordering my special sandwich. I can't figure out how to do it here. I cannot make it the same way they make it at school. I really miss the sandwiches. So maybe that's what I'm going to have for lunch today. Maybe I'll try again. I don't have those cool rolls that we do in the cafeteria, and I definitely can't make a wrap like our cafeteria people do. They're expert sandwich makers, and I miss it. So yeah, Lyle, I know Google Meet is down. Google was having a lot of problems yesterday. I think a lot more people are using it than they thought were going to. So they're working on it. And the other thing is, yeah, part of it is you guys can't start meetings. You probably saw this coming, but we're trying to organize it in a way where the teachers can start the meetings and the students can't, because as you can imagine, that could get a little bit weird to have all the students talking in a classroom without the teacher. It's like having a classroom with no teacher in there. Not a good idea. But yeah, so be patient with Google Classroom, Google Meets. Be patient with Google today, because yesterday there was a lot of slowdowns with it. I am not a Twitch girl. Come on. But you can donate to me. I'm running out of lunch money. I got to figure out. I think we're going to get takeout tonight. So if you could subscribe and like. No, it doesn't work like that on the JW website or the JW YouTube feed. So I am going to say, first, make sure you get outside today. It's going to be gorgeous. And I will see everybody Monday. And with that, we are going to say, have a stay 6 feet away Friday. Bye, everybody. I miss you.